Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. I hope you had a great 2023. We definitely did a reflect. We focused a lot on performance. I say we, I'm not an engineer. So note that when I say we, I'm mostly talking about Alex, Akavu, and Wojtek, who've done an excellent job creating this application. And they focused a lot on performance and speed and all of those non-negotiable things that make a note-taking app truly wonderful to use. But they also built a ton of new features and they shipped a massive amount of functionality. So I wanted to just kind of review everything that they shipped. Some of them I'm actually going to show you here within the desktop app. Some are on the mobile app. Some I am just going to talk about briefly, but I'm going to kind of use this as an end of the year reflection and kind of look at what was accomplished last year and use that as an inspiration for 2024. All right. So we're starting off with a big hitter, the AI palette editor. Gosh, this is one of the biggest things that we released, and it's the AI assistant. If you pull it up using Command J, up top here, these are all my custom prompts I'll talk about in a second. We've got all the system ones below, but it can do everything from summarize text to helping you write, generating things like an email, different formattings. It can act as a copy editor. It can do all kinds of things. So the AI palette editor, having GPT right within your notes was a huge game changer and really kind of opened the doors to what was possible with AI and note taking. I also remember that was quite exciting for us because we were one of, if not the first note taking app to add GPT in directly. And they just did a fantastic job on the implementation in Reflect. So big hitter with number one. All right, number two, adding iOS audio memos. Gosh, that almost feels just as big. That's the Whisper integration that in the desktop app is up here. And we added it to the iPhone app in 2023. And that allows you to quickly take voice notes on the go. I actually even have my shortcut button set up to Reflect, so it makes it super easy to go in and start taking notes, whether voice or typing. So super, super cool feature in terms of frictionless thought capture. I think that kind of brought us one step closer to having no friction when it comes to capturing our thoughts and ideas. All right, custom AI prompts. So that's kind of what I talked about when I had the AI assistant up here earlier. You can create your own AI prompts. So this one is one that formats my workouts. It looks more complex than it is, so that you can, or I can just go through and voice my workout and it formats it for me. And to do a custom prompt, you can take any existing prompt, click the clone button, and then it has that cloned. You can change the title to be whatever you want, change the prompt to be whatever you want, and then you can use it whenever you want. Yeah. All right. I forgot to cross these off as I go. I like doing that. Make me feel organized. All right. The Readwise integration. So if you're a Readwise user, you're probably a Readwise power user because people love that app that use it. And it helps you capture notes on everything from articles you read online to your ebooks. They even have like podcast notes and audiobook notes. It's really, really cool. If you haven't used Readwise, you should check it out. Releasing that integration was really critical in adding a lot of functionality for being able to capture things from what you're reading and listening to without having to add them in to Reflect directly and clutter it. So super cool integration. All right, iPad Testflight. This one is still in Testflight, so I believe it's still in beta, but getting the iPad app out there and into the wild was very, very exciting. Sadly, I'm not actually an iPad user, but I have done quite a lot of testing on the app. It's very well done, and I know that Wojtek's got a lot of changes coming for that in 2024. All right, desktop and mobile app redesign. That was good to get a nice redesign, a good refresh. So you're obviously seeing that in the desktop app here. This is the new version, obviously, and we got one on the mobile app too. So if you haven't used Reflect this year for whatever reason, you should go check this out. The ChatGPT plugin. I'm not actually going to go over and show it, but as OpenAI released the ability to use plugins with ChatGPT, we released our own. And it allows you to take things that happen within ChatGPT and save them to Reflect. And you can also build workflows. So in the video I did on that, I set up, I think some things for like a flight alert where each morning ChatGPT would run a flight alert on something like Kayak and then save it to your notes. I think I also did a weather report one and maybe some others. So very fun to play around with. Um, I actually don't use it anymore. I wish OpenAI, or as much, I wish OpenAI would release the ability to have plugins used with the other mode. And then I think I would use it all the time. So I'm kind of hoping they do that in 2024. All right. Redesigned Chrome extension. I'm not going to show that one either, but a very, very full redesign. The formatting improved a bunch. There's some functionality added, like, you can auto highlight, you can toggle that on and off. You can add descriptions, you can open the notes directly. The highlights also show up nicely on the page, and you can remove them directly. And then, of course, it also added the ability to automatically sync your saved and favorited tweets in Reflect, which is for X posts in Reflect, which is really, really cool. Oh, and then it, of course, still syncs your Kindle books, although that existed previously. So very, very cool new Chrome extension. All right, new importers. That one I can show you. So if you go over to preferences and, oh gosh, I haven't done this in a while. There we go. Importers. So you can see a list of our importers here. We added some specific ones, and we will continue to add additional ones and improve the existing ones next year. So if you have notes from any of these previous formats, go in and import them, give it a whirl. Helps you start off with all your existing notes, which is really, really nice. Okay. Drag and drop bullets. This one is small, but also huge. I think this is probably the one on this list I use the most. I drag and drop everything. So I can, move this down in the list. I can move it to be a sub point by dragging it inward. All kinds of stuff. So it's just very, very satisfying to be able to cleanly move these items around. I really, really like doing it. Okay. Mobile app speed improvement by 2 to 3x. So I mentioned that this year they did a lot of work on speed and performance, and the mobile app was a really, really big part of that. So Wojtek did a huge, huge effort, and yeah, a 2 to 3x improvement in speed. That's insane. It's, something that's very, very noticeable when you're actually using the app, opening it. So this one was a very important point for us internally, because we're hope to someday be as fast as Apple Notes. It's got us quite close. So nice work with Wojtek there. And the iPhone widget. That is one, actually, it's funny. I don't use the widget as much anymore now that I have the shortcut button. So I'm going to have to go back to my old iPhone screen that had it. Going to be a really boomer thing to do, but you can see the dot on my screen there in my little camera. That just lets you, with one tap, open and start recording within Reflect, and you can transcribe the voice note directly, and then you just have it sitting in your daily notes. So kind of like the second one, adding audio notes to the iOS app. This just reduced friction again, being able to instantly record a thought or idea. It's really, really cool. And I would say I not only use the audio function daily at this point, I'm using it at least hourly. I use it all the time. All right, our API. I need to explore this one more. I actually don't know as much about this one because I haven't really used it myself as someone that's not particularly technical, but might make that one of my goals in 2024 to explore it more. If you are interested, go on our Discord channel and check out, I think there's some in the workflows channel as well. And just kind of look at the, all the different threads on the API and see what people are doing with it. They're doing some really cool things. All right, automatically adding backlinks. So I'll just do a little example here. So if I have some text here, this is actually a system prompt, but we included it as a feature because, I really just think it's that big of a deal. Like, this is the hardest part of backlinking when people start network note taking is, what to backlink. And so you can just run this prompt that automatically adds the backlinks for you. And if I replace that with my text here, we see it replace Charlie, which is a name, Boulder, which is a city, and Colorado, or my abbreviation for Colorado, which is a state. So, it's not 100% perfect because there's different things that we need to backlink, like I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example of one it might miss right now, but I'm kind of having trouble thinking of one. So it is quite good. Definitely go play around with it. It's really excellent. But I think the biggest use case, honestly, when I'm kind of helping people get onboarded, if you just start running the prompt initially, you start realizing what it backlinks, and you're like, oh yeah, duh, of course you'd backlink that because it's a city, which is a place, and you're supposed to backlink all entities. So automatically add backlinks. All right. This is going to be a long video. Sorry. I guess they all kind of are. Um, the AI added to the mobile app. That is the AI palette assistant that I showed you there. I was going to pull it up on my phone, and then I realized I need to stop doing that because you probably can't see it on the screen. But it just brings the palette editor to the iPhone app, which is really, really great. I like do my daily reflection formatting each morning. So I'll kind of just take a walk and record it on my phone, and then I can just run the prompt right on my phone. It's really, really nice. All right. A lot of bug squashing, specifically in October. Wojtek did a lot of work here. The other guys did too. A really, really incredible job. Like a ton of, phone calls with people figuring out what was going on, producing rapid fixes, and communicating that with everyone. So I know that seems like a small thing, but I wanted to make sure it made it onto the list because honestly, like the top tier of importance. All right, we're getting close. Advanced search and AI chat with notes. That one I have to pull up here. This is actually going to be really lame because I'm in my demo brain and it doesn't have all my notes. So I won't be able to actually show you an example here, but you can select all of these filters. You can select as many of them as you want. And all the notes will, appear for search. You can then search them. And then you can also, pick up any that are part of the category or tag and start chatting with them. Oops. Sorry, my you can't see that, but my video is in front of the button here. I couldn't click it. So here you've got a couple options you can start with, or you can just ask it anything. So or I have no idea if this is gonna work because I haven't tried it on this demo brain, but like what kind of books have I read? We'll see how it does with that. I have no idea what books I've even imported into this graph here. Yeah, that sounds a bit right. I don't know what creative self-help. That's kind of funny. Not sure what creative self-help is, but anyway, that actually worked really well. It's just like summarizing all the books I have in there. Cool. So the AI search and the chat feature, both really, really fun. As a part of that, fuzzy and exact and semantic searching you can do. And this wasn't part of this release, but I did want to mention that in the search, you can type in random. I just wanted to mention this because I didn't know about this until I did a video on it. You can just click go to a random note and it will take you to a random note. Kind of cool. Just a highlight there to mention. That wasn't a new feature this year. I think that existed previously. All right. And then last update. I guess this isn't a feature that we shipped, but very exciting. We became profitable just in December, actually, which was our 2023 goal. So we were very happy about that. I just read a draft post from Alex that will come out probably before this, talking about how that's kind of how he thinks about this going forward to keep it profitable. So if you're watching this and you haven't seen that update, gosh, now I hope that update's going to be released. But if it hadn't been released before, it will be shortly after. Highly recommend going and reading it. Got a lot of cool thoughts from Alex on 2023 and also the year ahead for 2024. So who knows? Maybe we'll do a video on the features ahead. But thanks for watching. It turned out to be a lot longer than I thought it was, but they shipped a lot last year. So really, really exciting stuff. And if you haven't yet, check out the other videos on this channel. We also released 100 videos. I don't think all of those were in 2023, but we have 100 videos now. We just broke 2,000 subscribers. So thanks to everyone that supported the channel as well. And thank you for the kind thoughts that you've sent. They really do mean a lot. So appreciate it, everyone. Have a happy new year.